Hey YouTube, DuelistX here with my updated 6SAM profile. Now, I'm going to be going over mostly the same cards because the deck hasn't changed drastically. However, I will explain what cards I think I'm willing to change, because there are some that I feel could have better pluses. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? 2 Elder of the Six Samurai. He's your Cyber Dragon of the deck, so he's really good in that sense. Most of the time you're almost never going to normal summon him, so that's good. And he's the asceticism target for Kagemusha, so he helps into the Synchro and or Exceed plays, but mostly Synchro plays. Now I'll explain 2 in a little bit. Obviously, 3 Kagemusha. It's the second most important standard of any Six Samurai deck, because of the fact that it's the tuner, the only tuner of the deck. The others that are hand traps, they're just not as good, plain and simple. They were, but in this time, they're not. Now, aside from the fact that it's a tuner, making the most common Xian plays, or Beast plays, or anything like that, it has that effect during either player's turn. If a Sam is targeted by a spell, trap, or an effect, you can make it target Kagemusha instead. And then the last, for the standard of a 6-SAM deck, is 3 Kazan, in the fact, and most important reason, that if you control Sam, you could special him from your hand. Plain and simple, it helps for the Exceed plays, Synchro plays, and also if you have 2 other Sams on the field, he gets bumped up to 21 attack instead of 18. So he's your mini beater, as well as your combo piece. Next up for the one-ofs, we have 1 Zanji, the 1 Anishi, and the 1 Iroh. Now, let me explain each card. Zanji, it's 18 attack. That's all it's ever going to be, most of the time. And at the end of the damage step, if Zanji attacked, you can destroy the monster it attacked. But you have to control another Sam, different name, to activate that effect. If Zanji would be destroyed, you could destroy a different Sam instead. Anishi, it's the compulse of the deck. Really good because you can do it during either player's turn as long as you have a different face-up Sam on the field. Also, while you can choose 2 or more face-up Sams that are not Anishi, it gains 500 attack and defense, so potentially it's 22 attack as well. And then Iroh, if it attacks a face down while you have another Sam on the field, automatically destroy the card. So no flipping involved, just automatically destroy. They're all 4s, so it helps for those shadow plays, it helps for those 101s, you name it, you have it, they help you get it. Next up, my choice, just 2 Kagekis. Reason being is you can be beefed up with Shadow to potentially become 35, instead of just a plain 17, or the lackluster 200, which is pitiful. But you normal sim, and then you can actually special level 4 lower for Sam from your hand. Pretty much all your Sams, so he's good in that sense, and he has about 2k defense to sit on if you went that route. Next, I'm about to talk about 2 cards that I'm potentially willing to change, but what I do have is, because you most of the time will have a Sam on board, you will have a Grandmaster to play with. Now, control Sam, special Grandmaster, and the reason I'm still having 1 is because of the fact that when it's destroyed by a card effect, you could target a Sam in your grave and add it to your hand. So it's him, a Kazan, anything else to get that extra special summon. He's 1 that I'm willing to change in the deck. Second one I'm willing to, but I love a lot. Yes, he's weak, but Urizen. To control a different Sam, you can just poke for 1k, beef it up with Shadow, that's 2k. He's 3, so you can make synchros with 5, you can overlay into Zen mains. It's just that good in a way. It's an underrated card, but until people use it more, they're not going to understand its true potential, I believe. But it is a card I'm willing to change, if need be. Next up, 1 Grand Mole. It's amazing. Battles opponent monster, return both to the hand without damage calculation. That's really good, especially if you just normal this and your opponent tries to go off or anything. This format seems to be about control. Sams are about OTK and or control. And with Grand Mole, it's just another card, it's a plus, you know. Veilard or what have you, doesn't matter. Grand Mole's still so good. And because it helps get out the Synchro 8s, Phylum Prism, it's 1500 attack straight up. And then you can sync with it, you can overlay, whatever you want. But do keep in mind, if you overlay and then detach it, it's not sent to the grave because it's not on the field. But it also beefs up a monster it attaches to. Pay 500 life points, the monster gets 1000 attack boost. So it's good in that sense. That's all the monsters. Let's get on to spells. We have 2 Rhodas. Reason being is obviously you add a level 4 lower warrior from your deck to your hand. That's all it is. It's consistency. It's like your gateway cards. And to combine with the gateway, we got the smoke signals. Only level 3 or lower Sams from your deck, but hey. So here's the 5 cards that are literally gateway related. These are the gateway cards. Add this, add that, add this. Gateway cards. Now, Asceticism, I run at 3. It pulls out all the combos in the deck, all your monsters, puts them on the field, allows you to make your Synchro and Exceed plays that much faster. That's the reason I run 2 Elders. With 3 Asceticism, you're almost not going to have a dead Elder nor a Kagemusha. All those other plays, you know, with the Kazan, Zanji, what have you, Iroh, this just combines everything together. That's why I run it at 3. Then, of course, pretty standard in Sam decks. The 3 United, it's a Pot of Greed effect, you know. Has 2 counters, draw 2 cards, 1 counter, draw a card. Then I run 1 space, just because of the fact that, you know, hey, if you can't get over a troublesome card, a Royal Decree, things like that, space just destroys it. We got 1 Forbidden Lance. It helps make sure that you do get your Synchro plays in place. If not, protects your monsters you already have on board, or may get rid of your opponent's monsters and keep yours on field. Just Lance is that good of a card. So I run it at 1. Then I got 1 Soul Charge. It's pretty amazing for the most part, you know, bringing back any monster at 1k a piece per monster. So that's always good. Battle phase or not, doesn't matter. Sometimes all you do is this, pay 1k, maybe 2, and then you can get, say your opponent's in cowboy territory, you know, just blow them. And then it's always good early, mid to late game in this deck, Mind Control. Now, you don't need to attack with it, nor tribute the monster. All you need to do is overlay or something. With a basic, you know, 101 and all these other 4s, which a lot of other decks run, Mind Control's there. Think of it as like a opening play for the 101s. Now we play, obviously, 1 Compulse, because, you know, it can be chained, if anything else, and it's, you know, returning a monster from field to hand or extra deck. Always good. Next card I'm willing to change is a Bottomless Trap Hole. Why change it? The monster has to be 1500 or more, and it's like, well, most of the time, say it's not 1500, it can get you. And it's not chainable. Then we got 1 Magatama. Destruction isn't always happening, but I have a extra one in the side deck just in case. But, you know, most decks you come across with Sams, there's not that much destruction going on. Unless you happen to fight Light Sworns, which I'll get into that in a bit later. Magatama's there to, you know, negate that. So. Then we have the 2 double-edged sword techniques. Actually considering running 3, but for now 2 is just fine. Bring back 2 Sams, helps with the Synchro and Exceed plays, plain and simple. 1 Breakthrough Skill, better than Phoenix Chain in my personal opinion, due to the fact that if it were to be destroyed, you could still use its effect later. 1 Dimensional Prison. Yes, it's another card I could potentially change, but yes, it does banish, and also the fact that if it's destroyed, big whoop. You might have a Xian or something to protect you. 1 Torrential Tribute over Dark Hole, my personal opinion. Yes, you could wipe out all your monsters, but with all the other cards you have to special summon again, who cares? Then it's another underrated card that I love. It's my personal opinion. I do not want to change it. Backs to the Wall. Pay all but 100 life points. Yes, it puts you in cowboy territory, but you can special summon separate named Sams from your grave to your field, as long as you know you don't have the same one already on the field. So it helps you with that extra OTK or an Exceed, and then bam, put your own opponent in cowboy territory, what have you. It's always good, I think. You gotta know when to use it though, that's a big thing. Extra deck wise, we do have obviously 1 Xian, negate the spell of trap return, plain and simple. If it would be destroyed, destroy a different Sam instead. Armades. Destroying those Yang Zings and destroying those Ghost Tricks. It's just, this card's too good, you know. Yeah, it's 23 attack. Hell, if it's boosted with Violin 33, it's gonna hurt. Then Catastor for those Boojins and occasional Constellars. Then, of course, the other standard for Sams is Materia Beast and Markion, negate the spells, negate the traps. Plain and simple. Now I have 1 Gaia Knight for the 6. Eventually, when I can get it, it'll become the Goyo Guardian, but for now, 26 is great. Then we got for the 7, Black Rose, Nuke the Field. Plain and simple there. For the 8s, we got Crimson Blader and a Stardust. This is for the offensive push, potentially becoming 38, if not 28, disrupt those plays, if you have the protection and safely to attack with, or Stardust Dragon for the defense, keep yourself safe. That's it for the Synchros, let's get on to the Exceeds. I've got 2 Shadows. As I mentioned earlier, you know, helps with the Uniteds, helps beef up Kageki, helps, you know, just in general. If not, 2500 is still pretty good attack. Just 1 101 Silent Monarch. It's like the Zen mains, like I mentioned before. It's, you know, it's got that protection, and it absorbs the monster, that's usually all it is. It's a defensive play. Offensive-wise, Excalibur, you know, just beef up in a monster to 4K and punch, so Excalibur's for the push. If your opponent's in cowboy territory, just boom, game. Or if you really want to do offensive, you can do that. Squeeze both ways, he's an even player. Zen mains for the odd Uriza, the odd Kageki, the odd Elder plays that you have nothing left and that's all you can make. You want to do an offensive or defensive push, he's your, you know, just that extra monster to make. So all in all, you got the main and the side deck. It's now coming up. Now yes, it's only 14 at the moment, but I'm sure we can work things out. I have 1 Prohibition. Call the card, you know, can't already use it. So it gets rid of JD's, what, it just depends on the deck you go against, that's why it's in the side deck. 2 more spaces. Get rid of those problematic cards. A lot of aggro. Like I mentioned before, the 2nd Magatama. In case you do go get some more destruction. Macros Cosmos. Dark Worlds and occasional other decks. A Gozen match. Dragons love those. Royal Decree to stop those traps, you know. Mirror matches. Never underestimate Retort. Retort is ridiculous. Too much destruction? Starlight Road. Rivalry of the Warlords. So good, man. So good. Boojins in general, but a lot of other cards that happen to be in other decks. Get rid of those Hornets, you know what I'm talking about? DD Crow is there. Silver Sentinel, just, it has potential, it could be a better side deck card, but Silver Sentinel, I like it. And man. Spellbooks or other cards, you know. Great Shogun. I'm actually considering running 2 of those in the side deck. Great Shogun. He's a -1. You gotta control 2 other Sams to special him. Otherwise, you're not gonna want a tribute. But, I mean, just depends on you, personal preference. It's what it is. And then the last one, Black Ship of Corn for the damage and destruction. But other than that, that is my 6 Samurai deck profile. If you liked the video, please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe my video. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a good day.